This yoga-inspired workout will help relieve tension and stress in just 15 minutes. Perfect for new moms or anyone looking to alleviate tension in your neck, back, shoulders, and hips. All you need is a mat. Let's get started. Hey mamas, welcome to today's yoga-inspired 15-minute postpartum deep stretch. We're gonna start in standing and make our way to the floor. So make sure you have enough space to move around. You can use a yoga mat or just a soft surface. So feet, take them wide enough because we're gonna do a wide forward fold. Your toes can turn forward or slightly out. We're just gonna hinge from the hips, place those hands on the ground, and then just let the head hang, relax, just melt toward the floor. So if you're finding it's hard to get your hands on the floor, go ahead, take your feet wider. I know if you're like me, your hamstrings can be tight, the back of your body is tight, and so it might be hard to get into some of these positions, but that's okay. We're gonna hold it for a minute, so just focus on relaxing, breathing into those muscles. And then try to extend your legs. If there's a little bend in your knees, that's no big deal, but we wanna really release those hamstrings. Tight hamstrings can really affect everything, including our spine. And so we want to release that because that can contribute to that low back tension that most women struggle with postpartum. Keep holding here. We're gonna quickly move, lifting one hand, keeping those hips square to the floor. Lift one hand to the ceiling and look up. We're gonna hold this one for 30 seconds on one side and then switch. So just looking toward the hand if you're able. If that strains your neck, you can just look anywhere that's comfortable. And again, the goal is to have that hand all the way on the floor and to keep the hips square to the floor so we're not shifting the weight. We want to keep releasing those hamstrings. And then as we lift and look up and reach that arm up, we're creating thoracic mobility for that upper back, which again is really important for low back pain. Other side. And the timing isn't super imperative here, so you can hold some of these poses longer, whatever your flexibility allows, whatever feels good. This is a stretch and release workout. We're not gonna be too rigid about the timing or the moves. Coming into a downward dog, so let's go ahead and bring the hands under the shoulders, the feet hip width apart. We're gonna push those hips back and up, and then try at the same time to push those heels toward the mat. And you can even play around with that, pedaling the feet a little bit. But again, the goal is to work those heels a little bit closer to the floor, release those calves, release the hamstrings again. We're starting to get some mobility there. And then with the shoulders, the upper and lower back, the glutes are gonna release here. It's a great full body release exercise. And if you find it's, again, too difficult, you can always walk the feet in a little bit, start there, and then gradually walk them back a little bit more. But again, we want to just feel really playful with these movements. Again, doesn't have to be perfect. We're going to continue to move into the legs now. So bring one leg forward, outside, both of your hands, and then we're going to bring that opposite hip. We're going to start to push it down toward the floor. So we're really crouching forward. You can see I'm really leaning into that front leg. Now the knee can come over the toes. You can bring the foot out a little bit more. Again, lots of room to find where this movement feels good for you. And you want to really push this back hip toward the floor so you feel that hip flexor open up. You can even push this knee open as well to get a deeper stretch in this hip. 1 minute goes by quickly in these poses too because you really start to feel that release and it feels so good. You can hold it, again, as long as you want to here. We're gonna stay on this side with our next move. We're gonna come into a pigeon. So if you've done yoga, you probably know this one, but we're gonna bring this foot in, flexing the foot, knee falls open, and then back leg is gonna extend. Your hands can be on the floor here. You can also work down to your forearms if you have the flexibility for it. If that's too intense, just stay up higher. And you can also bend the back knee and bring it in to 90 degrees if that is too intense to extend that back leg. But if you can, go ahead and come here for that deeper release in the hip. You're really gonna feel this one in that side glute. We wanna flex the foot in this front leg to protect the knee. So make sure you're flexing that foot and the heel is toward your groin. I am really tight here today, so I'm staying up higher, but again, you can work your way all the way down chest to floor if that feels good. We're gonna keep with the legs switching sides to our deep lunge on the other side. So hands on the inside of that foot. And again, you can play around with the positioning of the knee. You might find one side feels tighter than another, and that's perfectly normal. Just be kind to your body, respect the limits it has today. I'm pretty sore today from a workout I did yesterday, so I'm really feeling that tension right here. But again, I'm not trying to force anything, just gently moving through the poses. And again, you can put that knee on, or your hand on your knee rather, and open the hip if that feels good to you. Again, making sure not to push too firmly onto the knee, just kind of letting it fall open. We're gonna move into that pigeon. Flexing the front foot, extending the back leg. So good for the piriformis. It's that muscle right in the middle of that. And it's hard to release it, so this is great for that. We hold a lot of tension in our hips and glutes in general, but especially through that postpartum period. Those muscles tend to get weak and then also tight, and so it's important to release them with some deep stretch work, and that'll help maximize your workouts where you're lifting weights, cardio, whatever else it may be. Make sure, try to relax your shoulders. I have to tell myself that. I tend to tense up in my neck and shoulders in some of these movements. Try to relax, and you'll feel that just affect the rest of the movement. All right, continuing to open up those hips. Now we're gonna take the knees really wide here and flex the feet, fan the feet out for frog hip openers. So we wanna go really wide with the knees here. Feel that deep inner thigh stretch. And I'm doing prayer hands. You can work your hands all the way down if you want to and lay your head on your hands. Again, whatever feels good, whatever you're ready for. This one, you might find, at least I do, it's really difficult not to tense up your body, but try to take deep breaths and just feel that oxygen going to the muscles, and feel that every breath you take, you can start to release a little bit more tension. Your breath is so important in all these movements. I should have said at the beginning, but if you're holding your breath or taking shallow breaths, that's gonna really influence that muscle response. You want those muscles to relax, so your breath needs to lead the way. All right, let's move on to our back. So carefully rolling onto your side and then all the way onto your back. We're gonna take the knees up over the hips and then drop them slowly to the front of the room. And your hands are wide, keep both shoulder blades on the floor. And keeping that opposite shoulder blade on the floor is gonna allow you to get a nice stretch in that piriformis again. And if you want a little more, you can extend the top leg. And you can see I'm just gently grabbing behind the knee. I'm not pulling. I'm just guiding the leg to get a little bit of deeper stretch in that piriformis and then this biceps femoris muscle on the back of the thigh right here. Again, keeping that opposite shoulder down so I get that thoracic mobility. So it's creating space in the upper back. This one is probably one of my favorite stretches. All right, we're gonna move on. Continuing to stretch the piriformis, we're gonna bend the front leg, cross the top leg over, flex the foot, and then gently pull behind. So you'll feel that even more in that piriformis.
Just relax the head, neck, shoulders here. Bring that focus back to your breath. It's easy to forget. Can you draw the knee, the thigh a little bit closer to you? If it's too intense, you can always place it on the floor and just do it here. All right, we're gonna move to the other side now, bringing those knees over hips, hands wide, palms up, opposite shoulder stays on the floor, slowly dropping those knees all the way down. Get that spinal mobility first, and then if you want the extra little biceps for more stretch, you can grab behind that knee. Gentle pull, just guiding the leg to release. We're gonna make our way to that piriformis stretch now on this leg. So again, grabbing behind the back thigh, front leg crosses over, flex the foot, and then gently pull towards you. Again, if this is too intense, you can drop this leg, or if it's causing any knee issues, you can always back it off. And you could also move a little quicker through these poses if you need to get it done a little faster, but 15 minutes, that's all it really takes. And you'll notice a huge difference at the end. And again, that's gonna optimize your recovery, first of all, from childbirth and just all the postpartum demands, but also if you're doing any other workouts and just everyday life stuff, super demanding with kids, walking even. So really help. All right, we're gonna continue into those inner outer thighs with a happy baby. So legs up, knees bent, we're gonna flex the feet and just gently pull on the outside edges of those feet, just gently. You could grab the toes here as well, if that feels good to you, the big toe. And the goal is just to bring those knees closer to the floor if you can. But again, just respecting your body, growing really gentle here. I'm not trying to force anything. Should feel really good and restorative. All right, we're gonna move over carefully onto the front of the body, taking the knees wide, toes together. We're gonna push the hips back, child's pose. So just reaching those arms forward, just letting the upper body melt into the floor. Now try to release everything here. Hips, neck, shoulders, chest. Then your face. See if you can relax your brow, your forehead, your eyes, your mouth, your jaw. Even your teeth. Notice, are you clenching? Or your tongue? Is it resting on the roof of your mouth? Full relaxation here. Now take the back arm, thread it under the front arm,
Releasing that upper back, the rear delts. You can just gaze gently under the front arm. So we're laying on the side or almost the back of the head. Really trying to open up that shoulder blade. Almost trying to pull that scapula away from the body. Other side, we're gonna switch. So good to open up neck, shoulders. And there you have it. 15 minutes. Goes by fast when you're enjoying your workout. So that was our 15-minute yoga-inspired deep stretch. I hope that was really relaxing and restorative. Love to hear what you think in the comments if you want to see more workouts like this and what other types of workouts you'd like to see on my channel. I'll see you back here next time.